Once upon a time, the deep red berries of the mulberry tree were white as snow. The change in color came so strongly and so sadly.
Pyramus, where are you?
Thisbe? Her veil! Thisbe! If I had come late, this wouldn't happen. It's all my fault.
The forbidden love between the two young lovers, Pyramus and Thisbe. There was a selfless love, and they made sure that even in death they were together. He, the most handsome man and a childhood friend of Thisbe, and she, the fairest maiden in Babylonia. Pyramus and Thisbe were neighbors. They both lived in the neighboring homes and fell in love with each other as they grew up together. They longed to marry, but their parents were dead against them marrying each other. Their parents were totally against their union, leaving the young lovers no option but to burn the light of love brightly in their hearts and meet.
Where did you go? How many times are we going to forbid you to go realize this thing?
Realize the thing? How can I? If I can't even understand why I need to forget Pyramus and burn this feeling for him. Father, please, God knows how much I love him.
What? Love? Stupid. I have said it before. I don't want Pyramus for you.
If I could only control my heart, I would stop. I would stop from falling in love with him. But love can control? No.
Enough. My decision is final and won't change. Stop seeing with him.
But Father...
Just follow your father. It's all for good.
What have you done? From the very beginning, we already say to you, we don't want Thisbe for you. There are plenty of ladies out there. Why her?
Father, I love her. Why do I need to explain?
What? That's what you call stupidity. Think twice, thrice if needed. Stop being foolish.
Mother!
I'm ashamed of you. You disappoint me, son.
I'm sorry, Mother. I love her, and one day you'll come to understand.
Over the years, the lovers could only talk through a hole in their wall because their parents refused them to see each other. Every morning, when the dawn had put the stars out and the sun rays had dried the hoarfrost on the grass, they would steal to the crack and standing there. Finally, Pyramus got fed up with his parents, and so did Thisbe. One day, while whispering through the crack in the wall,
"Oh, that was sweet. How I wish I could hug you tight."
It's funny, but yeah, it's been years, and I wish too. I want to hug you and kiss you deeply, Thisbe. Yeah, I'm thankful that we still can communicate, but I wonder how long I love you.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Lots of questions on my mind. When do we get our freedom to be together?
Let's elope.
What?
If you will go to me, things would get better. We can leave this town and run forever. Will you come with me?
Yes, Pyramus, I will.
it is night, and Thisbe is at the tomb of Ninus. She stands under the mulberry tree with snow-white berries, which is beside the tomb. Near the tree is a cool, bubbling spring. Everything is quiet and still. Behind the tomb of Ninus is a deep, dark forest. The moonlight and stars shines on everything below, giving the grass a blue hue. Thisbe sees a lioness in the moonlight, its jaws bloody, drinking from the spring. Thisbe puts her hand over her mouth, her eyes wide with fright. She slips behind the shadows of the tree, clutching the tree. As the lioness is finishing, Thisbe makes her decision and runs from the place. As she runs, her white cloak, billowing, rushes away from her, settling on the ground behind her near the tomb of Ninus. The lioness is on its way back to its lair. It comes upon the veil. A few minutes later, Pyramus comes in a dark blue toga, sword at his side, and sees the shredded, blood-stained veil. He kneels on the ground beside it and lifts the veil.
No, my love, a tender maiden I allowed to come into this dangerous area, and I was not the first one to protect her.
Pyramus carries the cloak to the mulberry tree, kissing it again and again. He draws out his sword. It glints in the moonlight.
Now you shall drink my blood too.
Pyramus plunges the sword into his side. Blood spurts all over the berries and dyes them dark red. Pyramus sinks to the ground. Thisbe ventures back to the mulberry tree, but does not see one with the snow-white berries. She stares closer and sees Pyramus, bathed in blood and dying, below. She flies to him, kneeling beside him, and throwing her arms around him. Thisbe kisses his cold lips tenderly, crystal tears trailing down her cheeks.
Pyramus, oh Pyramus, dear love, look at me. Speak, speak, I beseech of you. It is I, Thisbe, your dearest.
Pyramus opens his heavy eyes slowly to look at her, then closes them forever. His head gently lolling to one side, and the sword sliding from his hand. Thisbe sees his sword beside her.
Your own hand killed you, and your love for me. I too can be brave. I too can love. Only death would have had the power to separate us. It will not have that power now.
Thisbe, still kneeling, takes the bloody sword in both hands and raises it. It glints in the moonlight, the blood of Pyramus dripping from it. She plunges the sword into her breast. Her body bowed. She slides gently to the ground, motionless, beside Pyramus. Blood drips from the berries of the mulberry tree and touches the ground below. The gods were pitiful at the end, and the parents of the lovers too. The deep red fruit of the mulberry tree is the everlasting memorial of these true lovers, and one urn holds the ashes of the two whom not even death could part.